Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Sam and I sell stuff on the internet, and it's been a while since I've done a day in the life, so I thought, why not show you what does a full-time reseller do on a normal Wednesday? Let's get into the video. Now, something that I think is super important in this business and any other business is having short-term, medium and long-term goals. The short-term goals build into the medium and the medium build into those long overarching goals. And the short-term ones are daily goals for me. So what I like to do at the beginning of the day is head over to my daily goals whiteboard and fill out what I'm going to do today. So 20 listings. Absolutely, as a minimum. That needs to be a £500 in value, which is a £25 average listing price. I've also got my postage to do. Today, it is a Wednesday. I post Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so I need to get that boshed out. I need to clear the center table. I'm not sure what I've written there, but that definitely says center. Clear the center table, and that is just this here. So this is some of the leftover inventory from the weekend that I'm still processing through, that I either need to list, clean and test, and then move over to the unlisted / tested spares and repairs / tested waiting for parts, tested needs cleaning, etc. And also, if I've got more time today, I'm going to do some more tidying down the back of the warehouse. So at the moment, the front is looking pretty good. We've got our testing area with 3 TVs, so we can have a PlayStation, an Xbox, a Humax, all being reset, all tested on at once. We've got a little charging station, which is for smaller electronics. So we've got cameras and like DS's. We've got the preparation station, which is where we will clean all of those items. And then we've got the listing area, which is obviously where I'll be listing the products. There's a few things on here that I need to tidy up that are a little bit messy, but overall the front of house is looking pretty good. As I said, need to clean up this table. And then we've got the packing area here. I just need to take this home and clean it because I'm going to keep it here. So yeah, the packing area is nice and good. Listed stock is looking very clean, very good as per usual. Like to keep it that way. But down at the back, it has changed probably since the last time that I've shown you. Most of the records are gone, most of them. There's still, as you can see, a few bays, but all of this down the center was records and in the corner. This time around, I have moved some bits in here. So we've got a microwave, a fridge, the air fryer will go here, and I'll put a kettle in here as well, just so that I've got some amenities once the rest of this is kind of chilled out. What I then plan to do is put like a table at the front here, which I can have more as a YouTube area, so I can present what's sold, present everything. So a nice table and a nice backdrop once this space is cleared, and then put the racking central down here. Now at the moment, this side is unlisted stock, but also stock that isn't mine. So this bay and this bay is due to be collected. It is different from the last lot that I've shown you, but those 2 bays are due to be collected. This is a job lot of fishing stuff, which is listed on Facebook. These are my overs, so these are all like bundle fodder games. And then these are games that need to be resurfaced. We've then got an area for excess cables, so our micro USBs, our plugs, you know, spare Wii bits, etc. Box full of remotes, box full of controllers, HDMIs, all of that kind of good stuff. And then we've got a couple of bays of, this bay is being processed, and then this bay is overs of stock that need to be processed. And then same with this bay here. These are all bits that are in need of being processed. So to crack on with as much of that as possible, maybe a little bit of tidying. But I also need to get back home and do some editing later. So I think I want to get out of here by like 2:30 today. It's about 9:30 now, which gives me 5 hours to do everything on my list. So I'm going to start off by moving some of this stuff off the center table, so that I can get all the items ready for postage. And I'm going to show you everything that has sold from Monday till today, how much I paid and how much profit I made on each item. Now, these sales are in no particular order. They're just literally in what was the newest order to what was the oldest order. Everything you see is from about Monday midday to Wednesday, what is it, 10 o'clock, 9:30, something like that. Now, the first one is this Fujifilm FinePix digital camera. This came in a massive job lot bundle that I picked up on Sunday just gone. I'm already in profit on the bundle. Each camera owes me £5, which means this one made me £15.07 in profit. Next up, from that same camera bundle, we've got this Olympus Pen EF. If this was working, this would have been more like £100 sale, but there is battery acid in the compartment, in there. I can get it to still wind up and actually take a photo, but the flash doesn't power on, so I'm not 100% sure if it's working or not. Therefore, it's sold as spares and repairs. Next up, we've got a Sega Mega Drive game. Now, I bought a big job lot of these a couple of months ago. Each game individually owes me £5.50. This one is sold for £17.50, including the postage, giving me £3.88 in profit on this specific unit. Now, as I say, I am in profit on the entire bundle, so technically this owes me nothing, but if you itemize each product out, that's how much profit it made me. Next up, we've got a random Philips light bulb. This sold for 11 quid. I got a pack of 12 of them for about 15 quid, so just over £1 per unit, which means I've made about £7 profit on this bulb. Now, this one you definitely want to be on the lookout for. It has, unfortunately, quite a high fault rate. It is a Bose multi-disc CD changer. The model number is on the back there. I paid £10 for this, and it sold spares and repairs for 25 quid. So I've only made like £5.50 profit on it, but working, these will sell for £80 to £100. So definitely keep an eye out on just the multi-disc changer. Now, this one is potentially one of my weirdest and coolest sales, maybe of all time. It is a consignment sale, which means I do now owe some money on this. Now it's sold, but it is this very large and relatively heavy Yale promotional key. As I say, this came from one of my house clearance contacts that we couldn't come to a deal on because of the limited sold information. So when we get stuff like this, I put it up on the shop, and whatever it sells for, after fees, after postage, after all the costs associated, we split it down the middle. So this sold for £220. Now, it has gone via the global shipping program, which does mean more fees, unfortunately, but that does mean that myself and the house clearance contact make £79 each after all fees, shipping, etc. on this massive key. I'm not sure if anyone's ever going to find anything like this, but awesome promotional material. Absolutely want to definitely buy them if you see them cheap enough. From a big sale to a little sale, we've got a Amazon Echo Coral, Peach, Pink, one or the other. Cost £3.33 from a car boot video you've probably not seen yet. Got 3 Alexas for £10, so £3.33 each. There are only 2 chargers, that's why this one doesn't have one. If I did have the charger, it would be more like 20 quid. It sold for £13.50, including all the postage, giving me £3.19 profit on this specific unit. We've got a vintage Lacoste aftershave. Now, this came in a big job lot from one of my friends who sometimes helps me out here in the warehouse. I told him about like the old Lynx bottles and aftershaves, and he had a bit of a clear out of like his grandparents' old aftershave cabinet, pulled out a load of bits. We came to a deal on everything. It works out that this unit cost me £18.75 when I break it all up. It sold for £50 plus the postage, giving me £17.95 in profit on this vintage aftershave. Now, I'm sure lots of you already know about old aftershave, deodorants, etc. But if you don't, definitely keep an eye out them on the car boot sale. If you can pick them up for a couple of quid and sell them for 40, 50 quid like this one, that's a nice way to make a living. We've got here a silver iPod Classic, I believe 6th generation. Very scratched on the other side there. It's an 80 gig model, which means it holds definitely some value. If you see them this chunky with a huge storage on the back, definitely worth looking at. This unit cost me £25 from a house clearance contact. I powered it up there and then, so I knew it was working. And that meant that I made £16.77 profit on it. Now, I only purchased this on Sunday and it sold on Monday. So I'm happy to make less than a double up when an item like this will fly out within 24 hours. We've got 2 spares and repairs Dyson handhelds with their batteries. A few bits missing, like this one's missing the trigger that goes on the end there. Sorry if that deafened you. One of them does power up, but it short circuits after a while. It may just need a battery. It may just need a good charge. They're not cleaned. They are sold as is. The pair of these, they cost me £2.50 each, so £5 cost of goods. Sold for 25 quid means £9.67 of profit on these Dyson handhelds. Got this Linksys mesh extender. This came from literally the Sunday car boot again. Only cost a £5 and has sold instantly at £39.45, giving me £21 in profit. It's well worth looking at Wi-Fi range extenders, particularly where in the box, and they're looking as good condition as this one. Another iPod Classic, again, came from the same house clearance contact. This one is a slightly higher spec model, 120 gig, and it had a line across the screen. I'm not sure if you can see that. Just here, there is a line across the screen with dead pixels. That's still sold for £59.99 plus the postage, giving me £22 profit on this. Paid 25 quid, so again, nearly a double up, in and out within 24 hours. We've got a job lot of untested Alexa products, so 4 in total, 2 of the older ones, one of the newer ones but in very poor condition, and then one of the Echo Dot Spheres, whatever it is like 4th or 5th generation. This is the more valuable one. Don't have cables for any of these to test, and they've sat around for a while, so I just put them all up as untested spares and repairs. They cost me about £10 overall. They've sold for £29, including the postage, giving me about £8.50 in profit. There are not loads on them, and I definitely could have got more if I bought the power supplies, tested them all out, but the quality and the condition of them isn't fantastic, so I'd rather just get the cash back in and reinvest it into something else. Next up, we've got a lovely camera sale from the big job lot bundle that I picked up at the weekend. You can't quite see it through the plastic there, but this is a Canon Ixus 155 with a battery, an SD card, a charger. Remember, every camera in this bundle cost me £5. The entire bundle cost £310. This one sold for £153, including the post, which means this unit made £121 of profit, and it sold within 24 hours. That's crazy. Definitely ignore all the digital cameras in the car boot so I can still buy them instead of you, right? Yeah? No? Okay, good. Next up, we have a Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock guitar on the Xbox 360 with a load of unused stickers. Now, this cost me £10. I got 4 guitars from a house clearance contact, £50 in total, £10 each on some of the bog standard ones like this, and £20 on a more expensive one, so £50 in total. This has sold for £49.99, including the post, giving me £24.99 in profit, and it's in and out within a week. We've got another Alexa going out. Again, you can see that this condition on this one is a lot better than the last ones. If it wants to focus, cover my head, cover my hands, do one of these. Maybe one of these. No, it's not going to focus. Maybe on the bottom. Anyway, this Alexa has sold for £24.99 plus the post, giving me £13.35 in profit. Only cost a £5. And these are super easy to reset as well. All you do is you press and hold the volume down and the mute key whilst it's plugged in. Hold it for like 20 seconds until Alexa starts yelling at you that you're going to factory reset her. But yeah, in and out within a week or so. Happy with that sale. Another lovely camera sale from this weekend's haul. This one again cost me just £5. And the reason why, oh look, Inception, you've got 2 of me. The reason why this one has sold so quickly is just because of the color. Pink cameras, blue cameras, basically cameras that aren't black and white. They do tremendously well. This one has sold for £89.99 plus the postage, giving me 70 quid profit on this unit. And I've sold this one without a charger. It does have a battery and a memory card in there, but still, without a charger, sold within 24 hours. I probably could have got 110, 120 if I held out and put a charger with it, but I wanted to recoup as much cash as quickly as possible from a big spend. Another digital camera sale. Now, this one is stuck around for a couple of months because it is a lower end model, but it is boxed and it's got a few accessories with it, which punched up the price a little bit. It is a Panasonic Lumix camera, digital camera there. This one cost £5, but from a car boot sale, and sold 41 quid, giving me £26 in profit. Now this one as well sold at least 4 or 5 times, always on GSP to an offer, and then no one sold. So I got an offer on this from an Italian account, and I was like, oh, I bet they're not going to pay. And they did, they paid. So fingers crossed they're happy with it. Next up, we've got a Nintendo Wii setup with 6 games, 1 controller, and missing a cable because I've dropped it. But in here is that Wii. Obviously, I'll package it up a little bit better than that. This one cost me £10, sold for 40 quid, giving me £18.30 in profit. I don't put like the Wii Sports with these. I put them with like the bigger bundles. So it is literally just 6 filler games that have gone with this, 1 controller. But yeah, 40 quid. Including the post for a Nintendo Wii. Another cool gaming sale, we've got this brand new and sealed Xbox 360 wired controller. It has definitely seen better days in the condition that it's in, but it is sticker sealed on the top and on the bottom, so it is a new product. I wasn't sure on the authenticity when I first looked at it, but seeing as it has a game sticker, that convinced me that it was, and then upon further research realised that yes, the packaging is slightly different because it's a wired controller instead of a wireless controller. Anyway, this cost me £10 from Ford Airfield car boot sale, sold for £57, giving me 32 quid profit after all the fees, and it sold within a week. Happy with that? How many times have I said happy with that in this video? Let me know in the comments. And last up, we have a PS4 Slim and a PS3 Slim. Now, both of these are going to the same buyer who is in repairs because both of these are spares and repairs. And I bought them on Sunday and again have sold within 48 hours of me actually listing them live. The PS3 Slim sold for 30 quid, cost me a tenner. I've doubled up on that one. The PS4 Slim also cost me a tenner. This one sold for 55, including the postage. It all powers on, but it does not read discs or eject them. Together though, we've made 40 quid profit from a £20 investment on 2 broken consoles. But that is everything that has sold. Let me know what your favourite sale was out of all of these items on the table. Mine was definitely this big old Yale key, not because of the value, just because of the unique quirkiness. But also, you know, maybe a close runner-up is the camera that made over 120 quid in 24 hours. Who knows? Anyway, I need to pack all of this. Once I've packed all of this, I can then crack on with putting more good inventory on my shop. So that's all the parcels done. It's a little bit hot, a little bit muggy outside. I'm sweating a little bit, so sorry for that. It's now 11 o'clock, so all of those parcels, what took? An hour, hour and a half, including me filming and setting up the camera and all of that kind of stuff. So 22 parcels in that time, not bad going. Everything is on the table here. Everything will go with Royal Mail, apart from the Yale key, just because the length fit. That will go with Yodel. Now I use Royal Mail Business for my collections, which means I can just stack them all up in here, leave them in the manifest, and then later they will come and collect it when I'm not here. Bosh. So that is the table clear twice because we've moved all the parcels off of it. Everything packed up and ready to be collected. I nearly dropped one then. And the key will be dropped off on the way back home later. So it's time to crack on with a load of listings. Now I'm a bit shorter versus a normal day-to-day on time, so I still want to get my 20 up and I still want £500 of value. So I'm going to life hack a little bit and get some easy listings up that are lower value and then some bigger single items that are worth a lot of money. So I'm gonna start off with a few games which are nice, easy listings. There's probably 80, maybe a bit more in value of these games, and there is, what, 6 listings there? Nice and easy. I'm probably going to get the big clock stopwatch. It's not a stopwatch. It's for like marathons and bike rides, etc. It's a flip timer. It's very, very high end. Going to get that up. I'm not sure what I'm going to list that for at the moment. Maybe £1,000, who knows. Might tackle some shoes, but knowing me, probably not. And then there's some easy spares and repairs bits that I can list up as well. There's one over there already on that table which needs to go up as spares and repairs. And then I've got a few cameras that were being charged overnight, which should be able to go out today as well. As you can see, there's quite a few cameras that I need to process and, well, just test, as well as all of these cameras here. These are the ones that I got at the weekend. Now you may be thinking, oh, there's loads of value in them based on the ones that I showed you. Well, yes and no. This so far is the pile of ones which are just simply not worth listing on their own, or they're broken, like that one's missing a hinge. And the important thing is, when I'm buying from house clearance, I take the good and the bad. which means they're not left with the bad, which is what they want. Like this one's got a cracked screen, and it's obviously got a cracked screen, but I still paid £5 for it. I still paid £5 for this cheap and broken Vivitar camera. All of these ones look like they're in reasonable enough condition to list and hold some value. And then I pulled out, obviously, the higher value ones to get cracking with straight away. So when it's all said and done, I'll list all of these as a job lot of spares and repairs, and obviously have a load of these listed. But it just takes time to charge up the batteries and find the right things for them. So yes, let's crack on with some listings. I'm not sure if I will show you each product as I go along, or just show you at the end roughly how many, or not show you at all. Who knows? Well, I'm about 15 items in, and I'm on the timer clock thing, so I just thought I'd show you in a bit more detail. I will show you everything that I've listed at the end and the total value. But this is the timer. I paid £100 for it, and I couldn't say no, really. The condition is definitely seen better days, as it's come from clearance, but it's all working. We hooked it up to a car battery on site, and all the buttons work, so you can start, reset, set the hours. We went through all of the flip clock, and each one works, which is fantastic. It's by a company called Wasco Timing Systems. Definitely got some age to it. And I think what they would have done is hung it from something to have it overhead, but the way that it's powered is by a car battery, so that if you were, this was out in the middle of a field for a cross-country race, you could still be able to time everything officially. But yeah, it's a cool bit of kit, and I just thought it deserves a little bit more attention. Now the real question is, how much is it going to sell for? I have no idea. I'm going to list it up high, take offers. I've seen high-end ones like this in the States sell for 3K new on Amazon, not specifically this brand, but just high quality ones. So I'm thinking maybe I'll just put it up for £1,000 or best offer and just see what happens. So that is my 20 items also listed. Bosch, center table cleared, Bosch. I do have an auction collection to go and pick up some stock from, but I'm not going to film there because that'd be giving away my sources now, wouldn't it? And then the back half of my day, because it's like 2 o'clock now, will be editing. Obviously there's a whole other side of money that comes into this business, not loads, but there's money that gets made from these videos, so obviously I need to put some time into editing. And I'm also going to go away and work on Fliplytics. That's partly marketing, partly improving the service that we offer, and communicating with members to see what ideas they would like in the future. Let me show you though what items I've actually listed and what the total value was for. So in total, 20 listings, £1,610 of listed value. Now I did list the clock timer for £1,000, so even without that, it's £610 across 19 listings. We've got a load of cameras at the top here, a few digitals, and then a video camera, which are all between £30 and £40 each. This one stands out at 60 quid. Then we've got a couple of spares and repairs electronics, a Casio Tone keyboard, which is listed for 130. Some of the games are pretty good. One to definitely be on the lookout for is Pokepoc 2, and of course classic Mario Party 9, both on the Wii. Now Pokepoc 2 I've listed for 40 quid just because of the condition. It's mint manual, mint disc, and then a couple more cameras. So overall, pretty productive day. Fingers crossed those 20 listings will stimulate some sales across the shop, which will allow me to get some more money, to buy more stock, to then show you, to then sell on eBay, and sometimes just leave behind me and never touch again. If you did enjoy this video and you've made it this far, you probably should click that subscribe button. And if you haven't, come on, we play now. Why not? Let me know. You're breaking my heart. Anyway, that's all from me. I will catch you on the next one. Ooh, the camera just moved. It went whoop by itself. That can be the ending.